And then whenever they came, I went to open my car door and I locked my key inside my car door, or inside my car, sorry. And I bought a hammer, I bought like a metal file so I can pry the door open. And then try to get, we've got coat hangers as well. People are walking past and we were breaking into my car, but they were looking at me like, these fucking guys are trying to steal this car. It just got fucking worse. You don't think it could get worse, but honestly it does. And as soon as I lit the barbecue, this flame went.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Normalising Life podcast, episode 23. 23, I believe.
23. I'll go with what you said because I can never remember. So.
And then we're getting to the point now, so many numbers, so getting into the higher figures, they're all rolling into one. But yeah, how has your week been? What have you been up to this week?
This week, I've been flat out. Me and John some big moves with Hybrid this week, so got our keys to our new building. We got all our new stock in for the summer launch. We've got so much things going on, and then photo shoot was today as well, or yesterday, sorry, and those photos came through, so they're fucking sick. And then I decided I was going to study today, and I was like, do you know what, I'll give it a miss. And then I wish I did stay in, because I had an absolute fucking disaster of a day. Disaster. You tell me about your week first, and then I'll tell you what happened to me today.
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. I felt like I've getting to a point where the bank holidays kind of come at a good time, really, and it's like or getting to a point of where like I felt like I was mentally burning out, not like physically, like my body and everything, and like training wise and whatnot's been fine, but like mentally, I've been flat out working on A game since the end of November, like early December, and I haven't really taken a day off, never mind like a weekend off or anything like that. So, like, it came like Thursday morning. I decided I was gonna take the morning off, but it felt class. I just literally had the day to myself. Went to the gym every day. I had a proper good session and just kind of like chilled out a little bit and had some time for me. And then came to this weekend and just decided to take pretty much all of yesterday off, all of today off, and then half of tomorrow, and just kind of completely reset myself a little bit, really.
Yeah, you need it sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's like everyone taught you like physical burnout, but mental burnout's a thing as well, and you got to give your brain that time to recover a little bit. So I went.
No matter how resilient you are, you always have a blockage somewhere.
Yeah.
Today I thought the same. I was like, right, fuck it, the sun's shining. It was like 25, 26 degrees today. It was a lovely day, and I was gonna just stand at a cafe and study. And I was like, do you know what? I studied last night and got quite a bit done. So I was like, right, the boys are going down to the beach, so I thought I'd go down to the beach. But I should never have fucking made the call. So I offered a drive. So we went to Decathlon because my mate wanted to rent out a paddleboard. So I had a kayak in the put as well. So I had a kayak, and then he got the paddleboard. And then we went to get stuff for the barbecue. So the disposable barbecue and stuff. So I got that, and then I waited out in the car. So I put the stuff in the boot, and then I was waiting for them. So I just sat in the boot, was chilling out. And then whenever they came, I went to open my car door and I locked my key inside my car door, or inside my car, sorry, and I couldn't open it. And I was like, lads, you're never gonna fucking think what happened there. I fucking locked my keys in my car. So
is it like auto lock after?
No, it's because it was locked, and the boot's not part of the lock system, so like you can open the boot with it still being locked. But I opened the boot, put the keys in the boot, put everything in the boot, and then closed the boot and on with the keys in the boot.
No.
And then luckily we're outside a shop that does like fucking tools and stuff. So I went in, I bought a hammer, I bought like a metal file so I can pry the door open. And then we've got coat hangers as well. People are walking past, and we were breaking into my car, but they were looking at me like, these fucking guys are trying to steal this car. But it was like broad daylight. It was like, obviously we weren't, but it would just look so sketchy. And I had a coat hanger going through the door, trying to tap the button to unlock it. It wasn't working. And then eventually I was just like, lads, I know what I'm gonna have to do here. I'm gonna have to smash a window. So I got the hammer and I just fucking smashed my back window.
Oh no! Fucking hell!
Disaster. So got it all open, but then the windows smashed, so I need to get a new window and all. But I wasn't gonna let it fucking ruin the day. So I was like, right lads, come on, fuck, we'll go to the beach, have a good day, don't care. We'll get it fixed after, and then it just got fucking worse. You don't think it could get worse, but honestly, it does. So went to this beach, and the beach is like has this load of trees on it, and the trees is like it's got this pollen sort of fluffy stuff that comes off the tree. It looks like, dandelions whenever they're coming up and you blow them, make a wish, blah blah. So there's a load of them on the ground, and it looked weird. And then we started the barbecue, and as soon as I lit the barbecue, a flame went, and it caught all this dandelion fluff. And mate, it went like wildfire. Like it was petrol. It just fucking started traveling all the way up. Look, it went about a meter per second, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And everyone looked at it and froze. There was a family beside us as well, having their thing, and they got up, their stuff. They grabbed all their stuff because this fire was just fucking flowing everywhere, and it went up to like this dry grass, and it started like the fire was like the same height as me, mate. It was massive. So I grabbed my bag, it's like a waterproof bag, and I just started dipping it in the lake, getting the water and throwing it over. They got buckets, they done the same, and we just tried to fucking put out the fire as fast as we could. If there wasn't three of us, mate, I honestly think there would have been people dead. It was horrible. It's like it wasn't until after, so we got everything all put out, and it wasn't until after when we realised like that could have been horrific, like bushfire, like horrible. Because this pollen stuff was like on trees for miles, like.
Fuck me.
So that was the second one, and that was fucking horrible. I'd take a smashed window 4 times if I didn't have to experience that again, because I genuinely thought we were all gonna be put in prison or something. Because I'm pretty sure barbecues there probably aren't legal. I don't know. But, wasn't a great day. But to be fair, I water off a duck's back. I just had a good day anyway. We were just having fun playing frisbee, playing football and stuff, so try to get on with the day, and came home, and I've got a hammock, as you can see behind me. I bought myself a hammock, so how can you be sad when there's a fucking hammock? You know what I mean?
Well, what happened? Bad things coming through. Anything else?
Yeah, I near crashed on the way home as well, so that was the third one. Just wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh look, someone lives there, and then I wasn't really looking at the road, and I slammed the brakes on, so that was the third one. No, sorry, the other one was the fucking Bose speaker. My Bose speaker got fucking waterlogged. It was sitting on the paddleboard, and the big wave came and knocked it over, and it wasn't working after.
Shit.
Yeah, that's the third one.
I thought you were going to say it was just sat in your bag when you got it full of water.
No.
To go into the fire. Bloody hell. Well, eventful day, mate. Eventful day.
Oh, that's another thing. The fire fucking... Because my mate rented out the paddleboard, which is worth like 350 quid, but the fire like melted the bag. melted the bag for it, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to send the bag, or you have to pay for it, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, eventful fucking day to say the least, and I'm fucked now.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really sunburnt. Like my back is just like red raw.
It's like, and this is why we're graced with the tank top.
Yeah, because I'm wearing a tank top today because I can't even put t-shirts on my back because it's not sore. But yeah, but I'm a firm believer on like not manifesting. Manifesting is a very like a strangely used word at the minute. More, it's not really. It's how you react to the problems that really make how it affects you. Like the problems are going to happen anyway, but it's how you react to it really defines what the problem is. So I just try to just move on and not really worry about it. I'll get my window fixed.
Yeah.
No one died in the fire. So. Someone tell their grandkids, isn't it?
No, yeah, but it's that one, like you're so right in what you were saying there about saying like when you manifest things and what people focus on and things like that, because there's so many times that people have a bad moment that then turns into a bad day, that then turns into a bad week, and then they don't let it go, and it just keeps going and going, like almost like momentum keeps building, but building
like a bushfire,
like a bushfire, yeah,
like a bushfire. Because the way bushfires are put out, so if a bushfire is traveling, they go like 2 miles down or more, 10 miles down where the path of the fire is going, cut all the grass down or put a little water down so they can't get past that. It's the same idea with your mentality, where if you just create a blockage where there's no more negativity getting through, you don't react to it anymore, then it's not going to go any further.
Because like I said,
what you mean.
Fires will happen, and shit in life will happen. It's just a matter of being able to try and manage it the best you can to not let yourself kind of go over the top with it.
Yeah, it's things like that. Like if old me would have been the same. Like if those three things happened to me today, I would be like, what the fuck is going on with the universe? Like trying to get me. Like they would just feel like a victim, like victimizing themselves. But victims never win. Like if you're a victim your whole life, that you're never going to get any further. Like blaming people and stuff like that. There, like it's fucking my fault. I was a spastic and left my keys in my car. Like I was a spastic that lit that fucking barbecue and near killed everyone. So like just fucking take it in the chin.
Yeah. Common theme in this, Rob's a spastic.
Mate, I was at fault for all of these things today. There was three of us. There was three of us there, and I was at fault for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
No, well, it's it's just, if anything, there's a learn lesson in these kind of things. Is that even though you haven't had a shocking day, you've had a day full of bad moments, but you've still had a good day.
I still had a cracker day.
Yeah. It's kind of the thing, because when I got the message off you, I asked you this morning, what time do you want to do the podcast? And you'd be like, a little bit later on, because I'm off to the beach. I'm taking a day off. And then later on I get a text off you saying, you're never going to guess what's happened to me today. I got so much stuff to tell you about on the podcast.
It's like the only day that I come out of my little hole. Like I've been hibernating for about 4 weeks. And the only day I come out, I near kill someone and I have to smash my window. Like, I might as well just stay home.
I'm going to go back into the hole.
Yeah, I'm not coming out of here. It's my safe place. I've got my hammock. I've got my fucking my apartment. I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah, barbell and a hammock, I'm sorted.
No, my partner's gone. I have to go to the gym now.
No, well,
But,
yeah.
Oh, that's the thing that happened this week. Was that last week? Gym's opened. Yeah, it was this week.
Yeah.
Gym's opened in Italy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Back to normal training again, not living room PBs.
Yeah, well, I went out on a massive walk today, and we went somewhere called Malham Cove, which is in Yorkshire, and we went up to this bit, and it was like, you were literally I sent you that video of me diving in by that waterfall. If I'd have went, I've gone to Bali, mate. Like, I know the waterfall's not exactly that big, but you could say it could be anywhere. It's crazy that it's like, it's an hour and a little bit away from my house to get like things like that around in nature. So it was so good.
Little hidden gems.
Yeah.
But like people don't know these sort of things on the doorstep. I'm the same. Like in Ireland, the west coast of Ireland is like probably one of the beautiful routes of the world, not just in Europe, in the world. Like you've got the white cliffs and stuff. It's absolutely astonishing. But I've never actually done it, and I keep meaning to. But it's right in the doorstep. But no one, like, I've never actually done it. You're probably the same with a lot of things near you.
Yeah, well, I've always been like that, and Alex is someone who's brought it out of me a lot. Is like going to actually see these places and do certain things. Like, it's been absolutely bloody glorious. You were waiting for that one.
Nice save. Nice save.
It's been so nice today, weather-wise. So when we went to the. It's just been like the blue skies, not a cloud at all. Like, even though the waterfall that I dived in were in the shade, and the water was absolutely freezing. I don't know, like, I don't know how cold it was, but I've been in ice baths that haven't, or technically ice baths that weren't as cold as that before, and that were just really good. I felt well refreshed coming out of there. But as soon as when you jump in anything cold, and you're almost like, you prepare yourself to know it's cold, but you're not expecting it that cold.
Yeah.
And then you get that whole.
I don't know how people do you do the cold dips and stuff? Do you do cold water therapy or anything?
No, I want to start doing it. I think.
I don't know. I don't buy it. Like, there's too many people doing it, and like I can't do it. I don't like it, and I can put myself in the comfort zone other ways than doing that. Like,
yeah, I don't see it as like taking myself out of the comfort zone. I see it more as.
But is that the whole therapy sort of thing?
Well, it's like, it's to do with like, because it is meant to help recovery as well, and like, I don't know.
It's not though. It's proved not to.
Yeah, it's like with the vasoconstriction and then the vasodilation. If you do hot cold.
Yeah, but.
But again, at the end of the day, with a lot of athletes and people that get to that level, if you feel it helps, then you do it.
It helps straight after. So if you're going to like an event to an event, it prolongs the DOMs.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna.
I think it's because of the vasoconstriction in the muscle will cause the blood flow to flow away, which will help remove the lactic acid. Is kind of my thoughts of it.
That's the theory of it, but it's all been disproven by loads of science. Like that's what the thing is. Like that's the whole thing being debunked about cold water therapy, where it isn't actually that good. It's actually worse for muscle growth. It doesn't actually help muscle growth at all. Like because
I've heard that.
I don't know the science of it, but I know it doesn't help muscle growth. So for performance, it's probably not that good if it doesn't help you grow your muscles or. It's to prolong. So you see people in events, like say CrossFit for example, between events. So they would do it in between that because it prolongs the DOMs because they're doing events within like an hour or 2 hours. So they don't want to be hitting DOMs like a couple of minutes before their event. So they just prolong them by getting an ice bath. That's why they do it. But like in terms of recovery and athletes, I think it's been completely disproven. But the whole mental aspect of ice baths is very, very. It has plenty of evidence towards it, and like the Wim Hof sort of side of things, I think it's more about doing things that make you feel uncomfortable and putting you out of your comfort zone, and like people find it refreshing that way. Where it's the same thing we've talked about it before about like if you go into a workout and you go dark as fuck, and like it's nothing's going through your mind whenever you're really dark like that, where it's only just present moments, and then that's what the whole cold water therapy is for people. They don't notice it doing it, like, but when you get in that water, it's just all you're thinking is fuck me, I am so cold right now, like in the present. Like when was the last time you were actually present? Like even sitting down in a chair, you don't even think that I'm sitting down in a chair, you just sit down in the chair, you're just thinking, you're not thinking about it. But like if you actually do things throughout life and think when you're doing them, you're actually doing them. That's the whole thing about yoga as well, about being present rather than in the future or the past. Like that's what cold water therapy is, I think, the principle behind it.
Well, I was definitely doing that today. Like, I was in the present moment of, oh my god, I'm fucking freezing, and and just really focusing on my breath. I knew that controlling my breathing was going to help, and the fact that there were some kids in there, and I could almost see when they jumped in, they were like almost going into shock. Because it was that cold.
That's what I mean, and I bet you weren't thinking about work. I bet you weren't thinking about like family or anything like that. There, you were just like, literally just thinking, "Fuck me, I am cold," which is the whole point of doing it. Which I think if it does help a lot of people, fucking do it. Like I would say to anyone to do it if it helps them. Yeah. But at the same time, if you don't want to do it and if you don't like doing it, then don't fucking do it. There's plenty of other ways to make yourself feel
I think
present.
there's some people that do it, and it's like it's crazy when they're getting into things like that. They're just literally like, just in and just kind of get in, and they're not even like think twice about it. I'm like, what? How the hell have you?
What's the hard part for you? So if you're wading in. What part of your body do you struggle with most?
I'm
getting. But if you did,
my feet in and going.
What bit? Is it your buttocks? You struggling with the buttocks, or is it your belly? Because it's me. I can get my buttocks in. I just I peel my bag right up to my forehead and I'm wading in, and then it's. And then once I'm in, I let go and they just hit the fucking water, and then that's them in. But then it's the belly, mate. See, as soon as it's coming to the belly. That's the hard part. I don't know why.
Yeah, you go into like a vacuum, don't you? Like you almost kind of like suck your belly away from yourself. No, I think it's around. It's got to be like around. Yeah, it's got to be the boys that is the worst of it, I think. But
your dick just goes like a cashew nut within minutes, like.
Yeah, and it's the chest as well. I think when you get your lungs, you've got to like when you get past the belly, and then there's always that kind of you sink it into like your neck, and it's like that way you get the compression around your lungs, and you need to breathe it out. Or I always pre-breathe, so I always breathe a little bit and get my breathing going before I do it, just so it's already controlled, but. That's what I like about it, because I were in there for maybe I did about 6 minutes, I'd say. So it was a while that I were in there. More because I was trying to convince Alice to come in, and then she kept I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it. And then she didn't do it in the end. But
pussy.
I know. But it was good. It was like. I enjoyed it. I felt well refreshed coming out afterwards.
I'm all for it. Like I know a lot of people who were struggling with mental health and stuff, and they done cold water therapy and they still do it and they swear by it. And as I said, if it helped people, then fucking do it. Even if you had some weird way that made you feel good or make you feel like you're in the present, like I don't know, fucking I was gonna say something weird. No, like anything like it makes you feel comfortable or uncomfortable and makes you feel in the present. Just do it. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck what anyone else thinks?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh shit. Hopefully it'll come back to me.
There was a guy. Sorry, I'm eating. There was a guy that I seen posting videos just going out of his way to deep, because there's a lot of people. I'm sure it's the same in the UK mainland where people are going cold water therapy, they're jumping in the sea and stuff. But there was a guy local to me that shared a video just absolutely slating people going for dips in the sea, like just putting all up all these facts and figures and stuff about recovery and stuff like that. There's debunking the whole how it's beneficial, but until he does it and feels the same benefit as them people doing it, then he can just keep his mouth shut and like not give his opinion. Like, it's literally that pisses me off. Like, it really does. He can get in the bin today.
Yeah, well, it's like saying it's like us saying that fuck ultra running. Ultra running's never gonna do this for you. And it's like
it's like us giving facts like, ultra running, it's gonna make you die by the time you're 40 because of your cardiac, like all this sort of fucking just figures that they may have some sort of evidence against them, but like if it gives you some sort of satisfaction, and there's people doing it as a sport, then who gives a fuck?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's it. It's like just everyone's got their own poison when it comes to like fitness, and everyone's got their own thing that helps them when it comes to mindfulness or self-help. And exactly. And like I say, it goes back to that. Even if there is research based on it or not, the placebo effect is a massive thing.
Oh,
so
the
it's
brain's
like,
mad.
It's like I remember looking at when I first saw, I think it was Michael Phelps in the Olympics had cupping marks all over him, and I have like a passion of cupping is absolutely bullshit. It does fuck all. It just causes bruises. But in the head of his physio, which I'm sure he's got one of the best in the entire world, if Michael Phelps thinks that cupping helps him recover and then that increases his performance, then give him the fucking cups. Like, you just do it. And it's the same thing that, obviously that's at a top level elite thing, but it's like the same level of for us. If I feel cold water therapy helps me recover better so I can do my training programs, even if it doesn't, the placebo may make my body recover faster. And the same thing with your mental health. If you do something that is, I mean, I don't think anyone can ever say that something doesn't work for your mental health. Like, everyone's got their own thing with that. But yeah, I mean, I felt like it were almost like sometimes you have like I didn't really have like brain fog, but I can imagine like if you had like brain fog and you're doing the cold water therapy and then you come out, it's like fucking blasted it away. Like the whole kind of shock to the system, you breathe in, you're staying present while you're doing it, and then you come out like forgetting the recovery aspects of it. Like, I felt good coming out of the water.
Yeah.
And like I took the hybrid shorts for a spin in a different sport as well. They're good for swimming.
Haven't been used to that. The triathlon shorts then?
Yeah. Well, I dived in and they did come down, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah. Maybe just your waist is keeping them up there.
Yeah, I know. Mate, I weighed myself this morning, and say at the end of lockdown, the end of lockdown as the gym's opened again, I was 96 kilos and I'm 97 kilos now.
Absolute mass.
So
muscle memory.
So yeah, I think it's got to be something to do with that. Like, I'm training hard. Like, the programming that you've been doing for me and stuff has been great. And like, I'm seeing, like, everyone keeps saying to me is like, your face is looking skinnier, your shoulders have come back out again, and all this kind of crap. And it's I'm getting back to, like, I don't know where the weight is, but I'm not complaining. Like, I don't really care, to be honest.
These are your legs. You got big legs, like.
Yeah, I had There were a physio student that was working with me on Friday, and I was showing her some of the different mobility exercises and some different like activation exercises. And there's one that I do called hip aeroplanes, which is really good for opening up your hips, and you activate your glutes throughout the movement as well. And when you're opening up to do it to the side, your glute is like so contracted, and you're like, my God, you've got like a really fat ass kind of thing.
Like J-Lo.
I know, yeah. Well, I'm not complaining. I'll take a J-Lo ass.
Oh man, my arse is massive. Like, I've got like quite a narrow. I've always been really skinny, but like all my weight goes to my fucking hoop. Like my arse is huge. I think it's my dad's genetics, like, because my dad's arse is big and he's skinny as well. So thank you, Dad, for giving me my big arse.
Yeah, well,
But, like anytime I get weight, like over Christmas and all, like all my arse just goes like all my jeans don't even fit me or nothing.
I wouldn't. That won't bother me. I hold it just above, so I get a little muffin top to
The
just hang
handles.
over. Yeah. I'm like,
We love
fucking
handles.
hell. No, I mean, I can always tell it's always the last bit to go down as well, because I go like, lose off my shoulders and my chest, and my legs start look a little bit more defined as well, and then I just sandwich out at the bottom and just have these little pockets left at the side.
You just look like a sausage that's been squished.
Attractive look.
Yeah. I know. And the worst thing about it, like, people need to understand that this is just life. Like, your genetics is the reason that you are storing fat in these certain places, and you cannot do anything about it. Like, and there's no target in these areas. There's no anything. Just live with it. If you want to get rid of them, get really lean.
There is something to do with estrogen levels and like testosterone levels of. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think something like guys can hold more fat on the hamstrings or something if the estrogen levels are like a little bit lower down if their estrogen levels are higher. But I don't know the actual science behind it, but I know that there is some kind of hormone imbalance that can affect where you.
Oh, there's massive. 100%. Sure, estrogen as well. Like that's the reason why you get gyno when you take steroids, because when you come off it, so your testosterone peaks. So if usually your estrogen and testosterone sort of coincides, doesn't it? So one goes up, one goes down. So when they take steroids and then you come off them, then your testosterone falls, your estrogen blows, and then that's when your bitch tits comes, all the gyno. So like that's the estrogen makes you have boobs. That's what's in a lot of the tablets for sex changes and stuff like that. There, like just pure estrogen getting pumped into your system, giving you little boobies.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people because there's a lot of people that'll smash like testosterone and stuff, and then they'll smash like gear on the weekend and whatnot and all this kind of thing. It's like sweet. So you're injecting more testosterone into your body, and then you're doing more things that block your body from making more testosterone. This is going to be good for you when you stop taking the steroids.
People are just
crazy. It's crazy.
Idiotic. Like here, speaking of steroids, this isn't even to do with steroids, but it's to do with people who are really strong. Did you watch the CrossFit Games semi-finals?
I haven't watched them yet. No.
So there was in the semi-finals, not even the fucking finals, not even the actual CrossFit Games. There were 7 people that snatched over 136 kilos.
Fucking
hell. Or 136 kilos. Like 7 people, and like one of them wasn't even. 3 of them weren't even known. Like they're just fucking snatching 100. Like that standard is like the standard in the Olympics 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like, I can't comprehend that at all.
Yeah.
They should be in Commonwealth with those numbers.
Yeah. That's
like
it.
The standard of lifting is just absolutely bungers. Was talking about this as well with Eddie Hall and like 500. Like to think that 500 kilo deadlift will be beaten in probably the next 5 years. It's absolutely nuts, and it'll always get bigger and bigger and bigger throughout the years, just from genetics. But where is the plateau? Like, that's a question that I just keep asking myself. Like, when does it ever stop? We'll just turn into superhumans. Like, does genetics just have no end? It's pretty interesting.
Well, I think that because CrossFit has become more popular, obviously there's people that are training elements of it. Like, you say, how long has CrossFit been a thing?
Probably 13, 14 years.
But say at the start,
7 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, start of that, people have just been taken from random sports and gone, let's do all of this together. And now there's like 15-year-olds that are just learning the technique, nailing it down now, and they're the ones that are feeding into like Haley Adams, and that's fucking Paramore, isn't it?
Paramore. Our misery business.
Well, there we go. But yeah, Haley Adams is like, she's putting up some crazy numbers.
Oh man, she snatched 83 kilo at the weekend, and like, have you seen the shape of her? She doesn't even look like a fucking athlete. She looks like, she's not like any of the other ones that are absolutely ripped. She just looks like she's just rolled off the fucking college campus and just snatched. And I'm just like, this is just ridiculous. And she's only 19, something like that. There was a 17-year-old there competing in the Mid-Atlantic, and she beat everyone and she won an event. A 17-year-old won Gretel. Did you do Gretel? No.
No.
Three clean and jerks, 3 burpees for 10 rounds, and she beat like everyone.
Yeah. That's crazy. But no, it's like yeah, the standards just going up and up, and I think that. Did you? I'm gonna send you this. Did you watch Matt Fraser's gym tour that he's done post?
Yeah.
With some of his
Mad.
cardio equipment that he, like fucking hand thing.
Yeah.
Like
He's a genius. Like, not a genius, but he's a smart dude. He knows exactly what he's doing at all times. Like, I love that shit. Like, he's
Yeah.
planned this. Like, see what it is about gym and all. Like, he's had this plan for years. Like, Matt Fraser went to start the CrossFit. He didn't even want to do CrossFit. Like, he just done it because he's good at it and he knows he can make a living at it. He came, fucking Castro gave him shit, and he just like, right, fuck you, I'm gonna win this and keep on taking your money off you. Then took his
Yeah.
money off him, got all the sponsorships, stayed with the same sponsor, and then didn't release any of his programming the whole time he done CrossFit. He didn't give any of his programming out because he knew as soon as he retires early, then that programming is where it's like hen's teeth. Like no one knows what it is, but everyone wants it. So like you have to take your hands off to him. Like he's such
Yeah.
a smart dude.
yeah, and like when he were like just talking about simple things about like how endurance is purely based normally around leg movements, and no one really does an upper body endurance workout apart from like ski maybe and
Yeah.
a little bit of row, and then he just shows this fucking demon hand turner thing that he says.
I didn't see that.
Oh no, I'll send you the video that I watched because you're on his channel, and it like just some of the equipment that he uses, and like some of them I've used in physio stuff before, like the bamboo barbell and stuff with that you put like kettlebells on with bands for like stability
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
And he says like
Overhead work.
he'd use them loads and stuff, and I was like, it's actually really really clever and really class that your programming's been that in depth.
Yeah, it's cool.
But-
Like
No, it's good, but he's fucking. I keep meaning to get some beta alanine. Are you still taking it?
yeah, I think it really helps. I done a 20-minute walk test. I'm not even gonna make you do it because it's horrible. Like that's how bad it is. I was in bits, but it's just like a 20-minute test on the C2 bike. You haven't got a C2 bike anyway, but you test it for 20 minutes. Keep the wattage, so it's not calories, not meters, but wattage. You keep that constant, like at an average for the whole 20 minutes. But I done that, and I took a bit of alanine, and it helped a lot. It just like sort of stops you from blowing up as much, especially on long workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
It helps me.
I have to
Maybe
try
boil it.
some and see. Oh, I've been. It's kind of almost like a cheeky little plug. It's not a plug for me, but it's like a bit of a like I've tried the best protein I've ever had in my life, and it's a vegan protein, and it's from Time for Nutrition. I think they're a UK based company, but it is the best protein shake I've ever had in my life.
Where'd you come across it?
So the company, the physio company that I used to work for, I've left now. The physio company that I used to work for has got a partnership with them, and as I was leaving, I was like, oh, it'd be sick. I really want to try the 2 vegan proteins that they've got there. So my manager just went, oh, just take one of them, one of each one, and I tried it, and I was like, this is not only the best vegan protein I've ever had, but it's actually the best protein shake, tasting wise, in general that I've ever had.
That's mad. Because the only ones I've ever tasted taste like soil.
Yeah. No, it's
Tastes
like
like absolutely dog shit. Like.
I think what a lot of the problem is that they go from primary one source, so they go from one plant source, and this is a combination of like different sources of protein, and like different plant sources of protein are mixed together. So even in that, it's better because then you get a better amino acid profile as well. So that's like kind of one of the big things people like on a plant-based diet. You can't get a complete amino acid profile. You can't if you only try and eat one protein source all the time. But
Yeah.
you need to get different foods in and get different types of food in to get you a complete amino acid profile. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a bit too sciencey, I think, right now to go kind of deep into.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was going to say anyway about my walk today, so I did that, and then there's a place a little bit further up on this walk called Gordale Scar, and it is literally like bouldering you're bouldering up this surface. It's part of the walk, and it's literally like bouldering with a waterfall coming down. I was like, I'm a pretty fit guy and I'm struggling right now. How is there nobody watching any of this?
Yeah.
And it's like there's loads of people. It's like there's a trail of
And they're
people all climbing up it. I'm like, there's got to be some kind of like, it's like if you fell, you'd be fucked kind of thing. I don't know if you, depending, obviously you could die, but like it is pretty scary. And I was like, I backed myself in a lot of holding my body weight and that kind of thing. But there were some people that were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" kind of thing. It was scary. Like it would. I say it were all right for me, but it was like I could imagine them people being so scared about it, and it was like I was just a bit crazy. But yeah, kind of moving on. I went up and then I found a nice rock. I sat on a rock and did some meditating.
I seen it, but you sent me a picture.
Yeah.
You look like some sort of influencer.
Influencer, no mate. No, I actually, if I was just like, if it was any kind of day where the breeze were a little bit stronger, it'd have been too cold and I wouldn't have been able to...
Did Alice meditate with you or did she just watch you?
No, she was just laying down, she got a Kindle, she was reading a book for a bit, we just had some food, and she was just sat reading a book for a bit, and I went and sat on after I'd done a wild poo.
You done a wild poo?
Yeah.
Good lad.
And then I went and sat on this rock for a bit, and like it was like.
What'd you wipe with?
We brought toilet roll just for like wiping hands and stuff.
You planned a fucking wild poo.
I didn't plan it.
Knew.
I was prepared in case.
You bet before you even out. You were like, Alice, I ain't gonna take a wild poo. She was like, are you sure? Like, do you have to? Not again. You were like, I'm fucking doing it. I'm bringing my toilet paper with me too. If you're going to do a wild poo, you need to wipe with the dog and leaf. If you don't wipe with the dog and leaf, it's not a wild poo. Like, what's wild about toilet paper? There's nothing wild about it, Adam. You just took a shit outside.
Taking a shit outside and a wild poo are two completely different things.
Yeah, 100%. You make sure it's a ghosty, or you wipe with wilderness. That's a wild poo.
Well then, I took a poo outside. It wasn't a wild poo. And and then I sat on this rock and meditated, and it were awesome because like if the sun wasn't out, there any clouds, it'd have been too cold. If there were a breeze, it'd have been too cold, and I wouldn't have been able to concentrate. But just the way that the weather was, like there was just this really, really calm breeze that kind of give you a little bit of something that kind of would knock your concentration, but you just kept coming back, and I was alright with it. And then there was like no clouds in the sky. It was absolutely perfect. So I did that for about 10 minutes, and I felt class afterwards. Again.
Yeah.
And and then I did this walk, and like when I messaged you at 11 and saying, oh, I'm gonna do this walk for a few hours and I'm gonna go train and whatnot, and I got back at 7:30 when we were meant to be due to do the podcast. So like I walked 15,000 steps today. So in the grand schemes of what a lot of PTs recommend, and people say like, you need to hit your 10,000 step goal, it's like, that is so much walking.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's so much walking, 10,000 steps.
Yeah, especially for someone who works in an office, like, if they're doing nothing all day and then they have to go out after 5 o'clock, after their office job with only 2,000 steps, and they've got an extra 8,000 to 10,000 steps to do for the rest. Like, it's fucking dumb. Like, I'm sorry.
It's like an hour, at least an hour and a half walking. I mean, I'm obviously like, when I'm doing this walk, I'm walking through woods and up trails and like climbing up shit and stuff. So, like, it was a long day because it's not just like I'm walking in a straight line on a path. But, like, I think that when people say like a 10,000 step goal, I mean, I don't want to put anyone down. If people enjoy walking and it's a good thing that they want to go out and do.
It's definitely it's easiest way to burn calories in it. But at the same time, when you go out for a walk the way you did, like bouldering, fucking hiking nearly, is hiking neat? Non-exercise? Is it non-exercise though?
I don't think it counts as. No, I had a sweat.
I don't think so.
I had a sweat on when I was doing that kind of stuff.
Exactly. If you're sweating and you're going for a hike, you're not doing your neat. You're fucking exercising.
Yeah.
It's an active rest day.
No,
You know
no,
what I mean?
yeah.
But like, I think steps is just blown out of proportion a lot. I've been talking to someone recently who is quite obsessed with steps and like making sure he gets the adequate steps. Is I don't know where this magical figure of 10,000 steps came. Do you know where that came from? Probably from
No,
James
I
Smith's
don't.
PT or
But
something.
yeah, something like that. And it's like I've literally seen people like on the story walking around the kitchen, going like, "I've got to hit my 10,000 steps." Like just plodding around the kitchen. I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you walking around your kitchen? Like literally doing laps of your kitchen? Why?"
Yeah. I mean, it's better than nothing in a way, but at the same time, just go outside. Like,
Yeah, I know. But if you've done like 9,500 and you're trying to
yeah,
top
and
up
it's
to,
just trying. Oh, yeah, that's obsessive. That is just wrong. That's just, yeah. Just do a fucking extra step the next day. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's like this magical clock clicks 12, and your steps just go back to zero. Like,
Yeah.
you wake up and you've worked zero. When realistically, you worked quite a lot yesterday and the day before. It's the same as calories. You can bank your steps too if you want to, where you can walk 12,000 one day and then 8,000 the next. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not like an unwritten rule. But at the same time, it keeps people accountable. But at the same time, I don't think people should be held accountable. If you're fit, if you're a healthy, fit lad who exercises hard, you shouldn't be giving a fuck about steps. Like, use your energy for something useful, like your sport, a sport. Like, if you're revolving around calories and a step, then there's just something wrong. Like, either you're not doing enough work, or I don't know. That's just my mentality. We're coming from like a performance sort of aspect, because I'm all about performance. If
That's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say that it's like if your goal is aesthetic, then we're having a different conversation. If your goals are around performance and like getting stronger or performing well in the gym, and I understand sometimes some light exercise can promote blood flow that's going to aid recovery, which is fine, but just go on a walk. You don't need to have a step count. I think it does become too, like, when you're adding too many calories into there, it becomes obsessive.
Yeah, obsessive, and then you're downhearted because you're only hitting the 8,000 steps one night. You're like, fuck's sake, I'm gonna get fat now. I've only hit 8,000 steps. I've got 2,000 steps to go. I'm a fucking failure. No, like, it just doesn't work that way. Like, your body doesn't have a fucking step counter installed in it. Like, but at the same time, if you are overweight and you're wanting to lose weight fast, fucking smash the steps. Like, it is a good way of burning a lot of calories. Like, people don't know. Like, if you watch my Instagram and you see my workouts, like, in my workouts, I'm only burning 400 calories, 300 calories per workout. Like, it's not massive amounts. You would definitely lose more calories. Like, for Adam's walk today of 10,000 steps would burn maybe 3 or 4 times much as my workout would, which it's hard to comprehend that because you're only walking, but I'm murdering myself in the gym, but you're burning more calories. But people don't understand this. Like, it does burn more calories, but it's just different.
It's to be said though, you, in the grand scheme of things, you would burn more calories because your metabolism's higher, your body's recovering. But if you're talking about during the time of the workout, so like you're talking about you doing an hour workout and then me going on a walk for 6 hours today, of course I'm going to burn more calories because I've been exercising for 6 hours. But in the grand scheme of things, of you putting yourself through a workout that's going to cause tissue breakdown, and then that spikes your metabolism, and because your body needs to recover and repair, over the next 24 to 48 hours, your calorie burning is going to be a lot higher than mine would be on just on a one workout idea here. But it's like if you just did the HIIT workout and like the CrossFit kind of functional training workout, and I did the long walk, you probably would burn more calories over the course of two days than I would, because all my calorie burning would be done in the
But the difference is, if you were looking at me from the outside in doing my workouts, like, it's not that wouldn't be for the faint-hearted. Like,
no,
you can just
not.
jump. A lot of people can just jump into those sort of workouts, so they would do steps to sort of counteract that, which is a good way. It's a good way of like losing fat and losing weight. But at the same time, if you're wanting to push performance, like, you need to be using those calories in the gym rather than just dandering about the place.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I've been kind of almost very against steps here. I think the wording that I want to put in the bin, in a sense, is obsessive step counting. Like, I don't like when people are walking.
Calories, you could put it in the same. I want to put calories in
obsessive
in the bin
numbers. Obsessive numbers in the bin.
Yeah, exactly. Just especially well, calories. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's such a useful tool. Like for everything, to know what calories are in things. But I say the same thing to some people that I see that are obsessed with calories, and say to them like, if you can lift something off a shelf in Tesco's and know the calories in it down to the nearest 20, you shouldn't be counting calories. Like, you know with certain things, like I'm pretty sure anyone who's been counting calories for more than 4 months should be able to have a diet and not count and know to the nearest 200 or 300 portion sizes. I think the biggest downfall would be portion sizes, yeah. But what I do personally is probably the tip I give to everyone. If I'm training, say I'm training for an event or something like that there, I'd be eating the way I normally eat, and then every month, maybe even 2 months, I would count my calories for a week just to make sure that my portion sizes are what I'm thinking they are, because it's easy to get lost and like just give an extra bit and stuff. So every week, be accurate of what you're doing normally and count it for a week. But like that's all you need to do. Like, see, obsessive calorie counting, it's fucking. This is like, I really like James Smith's content and Darren Cartel's content, but at the same time, like, they're the ones that are making people completely obsessed with steps and fucking calories, where it's the only way that you're going to lose fat, when it's absolute bullshit. Like, the performance is
that's
the best way.
I mean, if you're going to pick the best exercise that you could do for fat loss is the exercise that you enjoy. And the exercise is going to get you up out of bed, and it's going to actually get you to want to do it. Like, I don't care what people say, if it's steps, if it's CrossFit, if it's just bodybuilding, whatever. The best exercise that you can do for weight loss is the exercise that's going to get you out of bed, and you're going to enjoy doing it. And like that in itself is kind of missed up. Like, it's forgotten about. Like, if you like ballroom dancing, go do ballroom dancing. If you like gymnastics, go do gymnastics. If you like CrossFit and putting yourself through hell, then do that. But it's completely up to you in what you want to do, and I think that approach should be taken into things a lot more, because that's not only going to help people's physical health and how what the body looks like, but it's going to help the mental health, because they're doing something that they enjoy as well. So it's not about, doesn't have to be gym based. You can go out for a walk if you want. You go play five-a-side with your mates. You can, I don't know, just try something new, try something completely different. See if you do like it, and they're going to be the things that's actually going to get you to lose weight consistently, because you're going to enjoy doing it, and it's not going to feel like you're doing something to lose weight.
100%. I'm not saying that calories are bad or anything like that there, and I'd recommend also the counter of that. Anyone who hasn't counted their calories, fucking count your calories for a week, see what you're actually eating, get to know what you're eating, get like a good relationship with food, where you know, like, it's like the vaccines, like, people are fucking complaining about vaccines, what's in it, you don't know what's in it. Like, you're eating food every day and you've never no idea what the calories or any sort of macros inside them. Like, there's no difference. You're putting things in your body. So get a good relationship for food, count your calories for a week, a month even, get to know things. So then whenever you're actively going shopping and looking at something thinking, fuck, that's really high calories, I don't think I'll buy that anymore. Like, is there anything you eat recently that you're like, fuck me, the calories are so high in that? Like, you had no idea.
Well, yeah, because I've got to do this a lot again now, because I had it pretty much down to a T.
You must be eating so many calories, because if you're putting on mass...
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I'm purposely eating because I want to perform and I want to recover right, and I know that...
I think you're due a wee week of counting.
I'm gonna do that this week, just from checking this morning what I was weighing. So that we're already on the cards, because I do exactly what you do there. I counted calories for 18 months, like pretty much every day. So it's like, but that was when I was eating meat, and like that again, I need to change like how I'm potentially portioning certain foods and thinking about it.
Pasta's ridiculous. Like, if you ever put like a serving of like 100 grams on a plate of pasta, it is nothing. Like, nothing. Yeah. So it's so easy to put a load of calories into pasta. It's scary. Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna track again for I say for the next week, or at least a couple of days, just to
what do you think you're on?
Where I'm at. Well, I think I'm probably in around 3,000.
Yeah.
I've got a low metabolism though. Like, I don't want to use this kind of shit as an excuse. Everyone goes on about it, but my day-to-day normally isn't very active. Like, my time in the gym is super active, and I push myself loads. And I go out and get a walk a little bit, but I am sat behind a laptop most of the time. So my actual lifestyle is quite like sedentary in that sense. And then my brother's the same, my dad's been the same.
Plus, your slow twitch muscle fibers don't really help.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like
No,
I just move.
right enough.
I
That's
just
a good
basically
point, though.
walk in slow motion my entire life.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Like, cause you ever find like, if you look at someone who's really skinny, like, not like me, so like fast metabolism people, like
Yeah.
they're always moving. Like, if you already watch me, I'm always fidgeting. My hands are always moving, and like I'm moving fast. I wouldn't walk slow. Like I'm always doing things.
Yeah.
Like they're always the endomorphs, like the people who burn fat the most. Like I've noticed this myself. This isn't even a scientifically based one. This is just from me noticing things. Like they're always like, you would be quite sedentary, wouldn't you? Where you're like chilled out, you wouldn't move much. You can focus. You can sit in the computer all day. But like me, I'm up and about, which just makes my metabolism a lot more because you're neat. Non-exercise thermogenesis is always going to be higher because you're always fidgeting. But yeah, it's a weird thing. to think
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Well, it's like I think about it. Look at I think it was I've been watching Zach George recently, the fittest guy in the UK from from the
2020.
Open, 2020, and he was talking on Eddie Hall's video when Eddie Hall tries CrossFit, kind of thing. That
It was with Craig Ritchie, I think.
yeah, he eats so Zach George eats 2,800 to 3,000 calories, and he's training twice a day. And he says if I eat more, I put on weight. But he's similar kind of what I'd say body type, and from what I've listened to him growing up, similar type to me. So like, I'm like, everyone's like, oh, if you're training CrossFit, you should be getting easy around 3,000 calories. It's like you need to listen to your own body. You need to like complete like nutrition and how your body processes and uses food is completely unique, completely individual. Like if me and you were gonna be on the same diet, you'd probably lose weight and I'd probably gain weight.
Yeah, 100%. For that example, Emma McQuaid, Irish CrossFit Games athlete, she eats 3,000 calories. So she eats the same calories as Zach George. Work that out. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
madness. That's a female who's 5 foot maybe 5'4", and Zach George is what 6'2", 6'1".
Yeah, and fucking huge. He's like a massive unit as well.
He's a gorilla, like he's massive.
Fucking love him, most class.
He seems like a nice guy. One of our athletes, he trains with in the same gym as him, BFG, Jimmy. But he says he's a really nice guy. So I'd like to meet him someday, just because he is. I've heard he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
That's why I think people sponsor him as well, just because of his journey. Like he puts his heart and soul into it. I'd always said he wouldn't go to the games. Like he didn't go to the games, did he?
No. I mean, I'd back him. I think he will.
No,
I think he will.
It's just not. He's too big. Too
Yeah.
big for CrossFit. Like he's good at CrossFit, but he's too big. Like you cannot win the CrossFit Games and be 6 foot. Like this never gonna happen, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to see it.
As much as like, yeah, I'm not. It's definitely not quite at a level right now where he'd win, but I still think he'd compete there.
Not with your man. You've got Reggie. You've got fucking Mike. You've got so many athletes in the UK now. Even your man. Oh, what's he got? He's got like a Serbian name, but he's from the UK. Joshua Al-Kamak or something. He's a severe athlete as well, and he's coming top 5. I think Zach George finished like maybe. Was he even top 30?
Yeah, well, he wasn't peaking. Like, he's got a series on YouTube which is like Road to the Games kind of thing,
Yeah.
and he's got a series on YouTube of where the Open wasn't even on his radar. It was just normal training week for him, kind of thing.
I heard from someone telling me, I don't know if it's any truth. It's just like Chinese whispers. I don't know, but the workouts he puts up on YouTube and the ones he puts on Instagram, apparently he doesn't even do them. Like those really hard ones, the EMOMs, he puts up like mad 24-minute EMOMs with 20-calorie rows and shit in them, and apparently he only does one round and stops.
Oh really?
And he posts it like as if, can you do this, even though he doesn't. But I don't know. That's what I mean. See, when the athletes in this sort of game, like you have no idea what they're doing. Like even the ones that look like they're fucking class, and then it comes to the games and they're fucking not even finishing top 100. Like I was doing some of the workouts. Like I'm not anywhere near the top level tier at all. Like maybe one day I'll maybe break top 150 of Ireland. Well, I'll be top 100 in Ireland, but like maybe top 25 in Ireland eventually. But at the same time, I was doing WODs this year and I was seeing professional athletes, and there wasn't much between them. The ones I'm looking at, I'm watching them and thinking, fuck me, they must be so fit, and they're not. Same as like, do you watch Ollie Marchand?
I've heard the name, but I haven't really watched much.
Ollie Marchand, functional fitness sort of athlete. He runs the national fitness games, but he is absolutely unbelievable shape. Like, everyone loves him for his training, for his aesthetics, but I'm looking at his scores and I'm doing his WODs. I'm like, how the fuck is this guy not beating me? And he's just a ridiculous shape. Like, it just shows that aesthetics means fuck all when it comes to performance.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, like I completely agree with that. You can look like, I don't know. I think you can see it in like certain CrossFitters are like, they're all in good nick. There's no one that's got a bad physique, but you can see it in certain people that it's like you train to perform. And eat to perform. You don't train to look good.
Yeah, but at the same time, like with CrossFit athletes, like Jack George is a complete outsider, or outlier. Whenever like the size of him, the sheer size, if he goes to CrossFit Games, he'll dwarf everyone. Like my mate went to watch CrossFit Games, and he was saying that he was so shocked at the size of everyone. They're fucking tiny. Like, all of them are so small. Where like Noah Olsen and all, like he'd be the same way as me. It's mad. Like, they're monsters on TV, but when you stand beside them, like, you just dwarf them because like it's just all in proportion.
Yeah, I met Craig Ritchie and I was surprised at how short he was.
Yeah, he's only 5'11", 5'10" maybe.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot, so I was standing and I was like, oh, I thought you were about my height. I thought you were bigger. I wasn't really sure, but yeah, like I'd like to put, like, my main goal at the minute is to be able to learn all of the movements. Like,
that should be everyone's goal.
If I could do all of the movements by the end of this year, end of this summer, it'd be nice. But end of the year, I'd be.
I wouldn't even bet on that, mate, because it took me fucking well over a year.
I mean, not to do them properly, but to like have them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to be able to do. If someone went, "Can you do a rep of this?" I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could do any workout without like questioning it. You could do it, but maybe not at the pace that you should be doing.
Yeah, not at pace or well, but if like someone went, "Can you do a muscle up?" I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I think obviously the last one to come would probably be like your ring muscle up, wouldn't it? But it'd be.
Yeah, ring muscle ups probably. Pistols are hard.
Yeah, I mean, pistol. I can do a pistol on each leg, but not like I can do a pistol on each leg kind of thing. Not for reps.
Yeah. I think just any sort of bar. I took me ages. Like, I only learned chest to bars, like butterfly, in November. So it was a year and a half. It took me a year and a half to be able to do 10 fucking chest to bars.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad. It's so bad. I was really bad at them. I remember my first CrossFit competition. I was so bad. Like, I had no right to be competing. I think I was only doing CrossFit for maybe a year max, maybe even less than that, 7 months. And I couldn't even do double unders, and there was a double under thing, and it was horrible. I could do them, but I looked like a dick, and I was wearing wraps with the string in the end, and whenever I was doing them, the wraps wrapped around the rope, and I got tangled, and I was sitting there untangled my rope when everyone was doing their. Oh, it was horrible, mate. I get shell shock thinking about it, like, or not shell shock, fucking PTSD just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then there was another workout where it was just like I was doing. We got top 8 or something. I think I got 8th place, but it was just pure terrible form. Everything, like, I just muscled everything. It was. I think when it comes to competitions, like, don't be scared. Don't do a scaled event at the start, because it'll just knock your confidence.
Yeah, I want to do a competition in CrossFit, but I don't care about doing one any time in the future. I want to do a functional fitness one soon, and I want to be able to compete in, like, just general function
sort of stuff.
Yeah, kind of just the fun kind of activity shit that you do, but just pushes you, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, rather than like an actual RX CrossFit event thing. Don't really care about doing any of that right now.
Yes, it takes a lot. The level is just too high, and I'm done with that. I don't think I'll compete CrossFit again for that reason. Just the level's too high. It just feels like you're going nowhere whenever you're comparing yourself to these big athletes, and like you're going to events and you think you're doing really well, and you just get humbled. But the humbling is just, it hurts. You know what I mean? When you're trying so hard to be good at something and it just knocks you back, like you feel like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You get that quite a lot in CrossFit, but at the same time, it always gives you something to chase.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Exactly.
I think over the next year might be my last year of CrossFit, and I'll be going more functional fitness, just purely because I want to try to make a career out of it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to teach CrossFit. I don't want to teach. I want to teach fitness. So
Yeah.
But we're getting to that hourly mark now. We're at the hour mark, 105. So we will wrap it up.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
okay with you.
No, of course, yeah.
It's past my bedtime.
Wrap it up. I know. We had a lot of technical issues. Well, I had a lot of technical issues beforehand.
I had to watch. I had to stare at Adam's angry tech face for 20 minutes before the podcast ended.
Right, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to go check out, well, make sure you do go check out Hybrid Academy. When's the new launch stuff coming?
New launch 7th of June. It's going to be epic, and it's not going to stick about. Like, there's so much demand for it. So if you're not signed up to the email list, go to the link in bio on Hybrid Academy Instagram and sign up, because you will get 2 days pre-launch chance to buy. What's it called?
Access.
Pre-launch access 2 days before.
Yeah.
Which I think will maybe even sell you. But yeah, get on it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some little stories of people with like loads of coloured powder all over the new tops and stuff.
Yeah. We've done shit
I'm
yesterday.
Eager to see what's going on with that there.
Yeah, I'll send you the images after. Fast, like.
And then if you want to come to one of the A Games weekly mastermind trainings as well, then you can sign up with the link below as well, and that'll take you over to the A Game website, and it is class covering everything mental, physical and internal health. So if you are struggling with anything, especially mental health stuff right now, then come over. It can give you some accountability, it can give you some ideas about what's going on, and like give you some understanding of, and I think that's a big thing with mental health at the minute, is understanding why you are thinking and you're acting in certain ways. But yeah, that'd be great to see some faces over there as well, and knowing that you come from the podcast, it'd be awesome. But yeah, we will wrap everything up there. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are watching on any podcasting platform, then please give us a follow, and a review would be greatly appreciated. Any last things to add, mate?
No, I'm all good. Have a good week.
See you later on, guys. Bye.